Ma'am, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you for joining, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, 10 o'clock we will start, ma'am. Within few
Yeah,
minutes we
yeah.
will start.
Fine, fine. Sir, Madheshwaran sir.
Sorry, sir. Hello.
Sir, I think Tenachin sir start பண்ணலாம்
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. You will start. Yes, sir. We will start.
Ma'am, start பண்ணலாம். Amita ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, I'll start. Good
Okay.
morning.
Uh,
Welcome every morning with a smile. Look on the new day as another special gift from your Creator, another golden opportunity to complete what you were unable to finish yesterday. With this note, a very good morning to one and all connected here. On behalf of JIT Institutions Innovation Council, in association with Department of Mechanical Engineering, Jansen's Institute of Technology, we welcome you all for the fifth day Faculty Development Program on Prospectors for Research Towards Innovation Development in Higher Education Institutions. Now, I would like to invite Dr. M. Muthukumaran, Head of the Department Mechanical Engineering, to render the welcome address.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning. I welcome you all for this 5 days FDP on prospects of research towards innovation development in higher education's day 5 sessions. I heartily welcome the guest speaker, Dr. S. Radha, Professor and Vice Principal, SSN College of Engineering, Chennai. Welcome, madam. I extend my warm welcome to the guest speaker, Dr. G. Murali, Professor, Mechanical Engineering, KL University, Andhra Pradesh, who will join with us shortly. Welcome, sir, in absentia. Today we are having the listed sessions. The forenoon first session will be on prospects of research towards innovation development in higher education institutions by Dr. Radha Madam, followed by the second session on high quality publication by Dr. Murli sir. I wish you all happy and great learning. Thank you.
Thank you for the warm welcome, sir. I am profoundly privileged and happy to introduce our today's chief guest, Dr. Radha, Professor, Department of ECE, SSN College of Engineering, Chennai. She has graduated from Madurai Kamaraj University in Electronics and Communication Engineering and her master degree in Applied Electronics with first rank from Government College of Technology, Coimbatore. She has completed her doctorate from College of Engineering, Anna University, Chennai, who has 28 years of teaching experience and 20 years of research experience in the area of wireless networks. She is also the head COE in Smart Technology Group. She has published 149 international and national journals, one book, six book chapters, and 92 papers in international and national conference. 19 research scholars are graduated their degree under her guidance, and presently, 8 research scholars, 1 research associate are doing their research. She has received IETE SK Mitra Memorial Award, Best Paper Award for Outstanding Performance for the academic year 2006 to 2009 and IEEE MAS Best Researcher Award in 2021. Now I welcome Dr. Radha, Professor, Department of ECE at SSN College of Engineering to address the gathering.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir, for giving welcome and introducing me. Can I share my slides?
yes, ma'am.
I hope you are able to see my slides.
Yes, ma'am.
Kindly go to presentation mode, ma'am.
Yeah,
It is in at present it is in slide mode.
now
Kindly.
also in slide mode.
Yes, ma'am.
For me, it looks presentation mode
Okay, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. You may continue.
because I think it is for me. It looks like presentation mode.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Your slides are clear to us. Thank you.
Okay. So the topic, what I'm going to discuss is role of research and innovation in higher education institutions. So today's context, if you think the research and innovations are supposed to go in hand. As earlier, I think we think research is one thing and the innovation is other thing, but it is not like that today. So it is both in go hand in hand, especially in the education sector, because without research you won't get innovation, or without innovation you won't get research. So all these things are basically a requirement for an education institution, especially in higher education institutions, where you want to showcase your institution is doing good to others. So that is a basic requirement in any higher education institution, should have a part as a research and innovation. So that's why I think in institution, all the institutions have been asked to start the Institute Innovation Council, where you need to talk about mostly with respect to the research and innovation, both for the faculty as well as the students. So thank you for giving an opportunity for me to share my contribution in the research and innovation towards our institution. And in general, I'll talk about how to do research and how to do innovate new things. Generally, when you do research, you'll come up with learning new knowledge. That's what my own experience says. So when you do something, you research, definitely you end up in gaining some new knowledge. So you can say the research is a central to developing a new and innovative products. So that people who have done already research, so hopefully you will be accept what I am saying it. Because whenever you do research, definitely you learn some knowledge. And whenever you guide students, either it is an undergraduate students or postgraduate students or PhD students, definitely we learn something and we do something. So that's why I think basic definition we say when research, what is research means, it is a new knowledge, learning a new knowledge or producing a new knowledge. Not only that, we'll also learn some new processes and services with respect to the fields, which enable higher productivity and industrial competitiveness, and ultimately, finally, it is a prosperity. Whereas innovation, if you correctly understood, it is introducing something new and useful to the everyone. Research is nothing but learning something, but innovation comes when doing something about the research. That is, it is purely an implementation part. When you are trying to implement whatever you have done some research, and when you do implementing it, you'll end up in some new innovations. That innovation may be the product or the service, whatever you innovate, that may be useful to the society or useful to some community, or it will be useful to the personal also. So for example, you may, when you do innovation, you end up in introducing new methods. For example, if you take the online reservation system, that I call it as an innovation, because earlier we have a ticket reservation system where you go and book the tickets to the exact places. But today it is not like that. Wherever you are there, you can able to book whatever you want. So that is called as the new method you have identified to serve the people, right? That is an innovation. That's what I think we say the difference between the innovation and the research. Research will be basically the backbone of the innovation, you can say. Without research, you cannot do innovation. And it is also introduces sometimes innovation will lead to a new techniques or new practices, or it can be put together a new dimensions, or it can also alter the entire product which is already available in the market and services. The simple example what I have given is a Wikipedia. I think you can know what is the role of Wikipedia today in everybody's context. Whenever you want to know something about some person or something about the definition of something, you straight away go and search in the Wikipedia. That gives a detailed description about what you are looking for it. That is one services, you can say that is an innovative services which can serve all the users. So this is what basic difference between the research and innovation. So so we can strongly say that both research and innovation will go hand in hand. What is the reason to do research and innovate? There are some reasons I have listed here. Maybe there are other reasons also will be there. As far as I concerned, there are some reason to do research and innovate is to improve the practices. That's what one I told you, the booking practices, online booking practices, right? Or the traditional booking practices for ticket booking, anything you take, either it's a railway ticket booking or a bus booking or a theater booking for a movie or anything, you just think of it. Now because of that innovation came, it has improved our practices. And also the other reason to do that is to improve the quality of the lifestyle. The quality is nothing but, you can also take one example of the generation of mobile phones. You can start from 1G to 5G. All right, most of the people might have used second generation phones also and third generation phones, and today you may be using a fourth generation phones. Right, you can see the quality difference between the services provided in the 2G phone to the 4G phones or 5G phones. So you have a user experience, right? Because the people have innovated and it is able to, the research whatever they carried out on these areas, so that able to provide a good quality service to the user. So the research and innovation will give you a improvement in the quality of the service provided to the users. Not only that, it also responds to the changing needs of the users. You know that why the generation of the phones are coming up, because whatever you are having it on your desktop, right? Today you want to have it on your mobile. So naturally, when you want to bring all those applications into a smaller device, so a lot of research has to be carried out. And in order to accommodate the services given by the desktop or given by the environment. So that is changing needs of the user will make you to do research as well as the innovate new ideas. Not only that, when you do research and innovate something, you will also create an opportunities for others, right? So it end up in a new opportunities for others. Lot of people will be getting appointed, right, in order to do research, in order to implement it. So that gives new opportunities. And this is also respond to the changing external environment. According to the external environment, right, the research and innovation will also changes. So broadly, if you see, the research is nothing but a creation of new knowledge, not only for the profit you do it, but for the competitiveness or to improve the human requirement. And also that is with respect to the utilities perspective, but with respect to the innovation perspective, if you say the research will lead to the creativity. So that's why I think we have put in the other part, research and innovations are going hand in hand. So I put here as a research and innovation will go in a hand. So when you do research, automatically you will gain the knowledge of what is across the globe level, what is happening in the global level. You take any domain and do research, you'll come across with people contributed in that domain across the globe, and you can able to differentiate in the particular domain what is we doing, what is we are doing, what is others are doing it. Right? When you're able to differentiate, right, then you will come and say that what is you are doing as a research is a new innovation or it is a modification in the existing one. And similarly, this also gives a good, when you do research, right, you will gain knowledge when you share it with your students or teachers. That gives a good education to the public food. And also when you do research, right, we'll also sometimes we'll end up in fulfilling our national needs, right? Research, that's why we call it as it's a responsible, research is responsive to national needs. So these three things together, you call it as a research and innovation. So that plays a major role in any higher educations, right, institutions, where they need to give more importance for the research and innovation.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, the viewer is able to see the first slide, ma'am.
So it's not moving, huh?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Kindly move.
So for me, it is moving. Sorry.
Okay. Now we are, yes, ma'am. We are seeing the slide role of research and innovation.
Okay. Now I'll put it in a slide mode. You just see.
Okay.
Now you are able to see.
Yes, ma'am. I am able to see.
Then moving up.
Change the slide, ma'am. Once again.
I changed it.
No, it is not moving for us. Now we are in the fifth slide, correct, ma'am?
Yeah, but I'm now not in the full screen mode.
Okay, ma'am. No issues. You may use this mode to for the presentation.
Is it okay for you?
Yes, ma'am. It is okay for us.
Okay. Then
Okay,
I don't know why slides mode.
No
is
issues.
not okay.
No issues, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. I'll put F5. Now also it's not able to move. So moving, you are able to see.
Don't go for slide mode, ma'am. In the presentation, don't go for presentation mode. In a slide mode, you can present it, ma'am. Then only we can be able to, if the slides are changes, we can be able to view it.
See, now I am in slide.
Fine.
Fine now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, slide mode, it's fine. Okay.
Okay.
So, put together, you say for any higher education institution, research and innovation plays a central role in order to satisfy the society requirement and also the economics perspective. And it is necessary to strengthen the research and innovation in higher education so that the progress you can make for your institution, and also we can create job opportunities for the youngsters. Next, sometimes this higher education institution, whatever you do on part of the research and innovation, sometimes it leads to the personal development of an individual, and sometimes it helps to the society also. Personal development is when you join institution, right? If you are starting your career with research, and after some 10 years, if you look back, your personal growth has been grown, right? Producing number of papers and filing a patent, commercializing the patent, and so on. So that is a personal development. But when you found something and innovated something and you got patent rights, and that is useful to the society, then you say it is useful to the society. So definitely the higher education institution plays an important role, providing such a platform to the student as well as the faculty to take it forward. So hence, higher education institution requires a modern and proactive management to support research and innovation. So it is not only in the hands of the faculty or the students, right? The management or the institute has to come forward to support the requirement of this type of activity, then only a research in the institution can grow. So when you do research and innovation, right, in what way you can bring research and innovation in the institutions? With respect specific to the disciplines or professions and teaching, that is, we can build subjects which can able to bring, that is, we have content, right? Whenever you frame the curriculum, you can bring some components as a research component in wherever is possible, because fundamentals we have to teach to the students. But when you go for the electives, right, you can just bring some of the electives which is in the new area, emerging areas or thirst areas which are identified by the agencies. Okay, so that way we can bring in the curriculum, so that your students will also given an exposure to do research or do innovation, and bring innovation something. That's why I think we say we have to teach the students at the cutting edge technology rather than the absolute technologies. But most of the institutions, we follow the guidelines given by the regulating authority. Sometimes we may miss the bus learning the cutting edge technologies. But we need to create some forum where at least we need to teach something with respect to their disciplines. We need to give a focus on the recent areas of developing areas, so that when students leave the campus, they'll be getting some ideas on that. So university will supposed to take the responsibility in bringing that into the curriculum. And renewing the academic professions, like bringing PhDs and doing postdocs. When you do postdocs also, or creating a postdocs in your institutions, where a student has completed PhD in some other place and coming and associating with the institution for a postdoc, they'll bring new ideas to the institutions, where the institution, the faculty associated in the domain will also look into the new dimensions, where he has done, I think he or she has come from the other universities, where the knowledge can be shared, so that can be shared among the people in the institution. That is one way we can bring the innovations and research to at the curriculum level. The other one is on the part of applications and impact. That is, application is nothing but putting the research into the use. That is, building an application out of the research. Right, that will be the best way to learn learn the research and bringing in new innovations. And also in the real world, you can apply, correlate whatever the research you have done it, and how it is useful to the real world. That is, by doing networks and partnership, can be able to implement the research, whatever you have identified, and that it is possible to bring it in the real world. Otherwise, doing a research, right, without correlating to their application requirement in the real world, it is not going to be useful. And once the ideas are useful and you got patent, right, granted, and it should be commercialized. Otherwise, the innovation and the research, whatever has happened in that at the institution level, when it is not commercialized, it is going to be an ideal one. It is going to be non-usable to anyone. So it is better to have a commercialization and the technology transfer, so that industry can take it forward, or you can build a startup company and take your technologies to the market. So that's what you call it as the outcome of the research, as an impact in you can measure the impact in the society by taking it into the market. The simple example is I can say that smart city applications, right? Lot of researches we will be doing it. So when you start a company with your research and innovation, definitely you find a place in the market, and you can study the impact when you deploy it in the real, when you implement for the real time applications. Definitely you need to revisit your research, and then and also you have to do the changes in your product so that it suits for the real time requirement. That's what you call it as an impact when you deploy it in the environment, and if it is not going to suit it as it, then you have to revisit your research and then the product, then slightly you have to modify according to the requirement. So that I call it as impact analysis.
I'm sorry for the interruption. Again, I think the slides are not moving. I think we are still in fifth slide. And,
Can I share the slides to you so that you can run through?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That's also possible.
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
I don't know why it is.
Oh, no issues, ma'am. No issues. Can you send it through my WhatsApp number, ma'am? The slides.
Yeah. WhatsApp, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
I think I send it to your, maybe I don't have in my mail ID.
Okay.
One second.
Okay. Magesh sir, kindly add me as a host, ma'am. Host. I will change the slides for you.
Sure, sir.
I'll put stop presenting, then I'll share my slides.
Okay.
Once again, I'll try once again.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, I have sent my PPT to your WhatsApp. Sir, you are able to see the WhatsApp? Adeswaran?
Yes, ma'am. I downloaded your PPT, ma'am. Wait a minute. I will present it in the screen. Mahesh sir, make me as a co-host. I will present my screen. Mahesh sir, my screen is visible to all.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
It is clear to all.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes. Ma'am, which slide, ma'am? Move on to
Pushing back the frontiers. This one.
this one, ma'am.
No, the next slide. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. You may start, ma'am.
Okay. So the continuation of that the discussion. The next one is pushing back the frontiers. That is when you do the research, right? You need to think critically, right? So, and the innovation will happen only when you think which is unthinkable, when you make it as a possible, or I can say the one which is not impossible, if you make it as a possible, right? Then innovation will happens. So when you do this, automatically you can see the paradigm shift from the normal science to the, that's what I think we feel, right? When the generation of mobile phones, if you feel, right, it is a paradigm shift. Earlier when we are talking about the 20 years back, right, if you look back, we were not having any handset to talk. Only thing is when you are at home or in the office, you are able to communicate with the people. But today it is not like that. 24/7, you can able to communicate with anyone and with whatever you want. It is not only one mode of communication, right? You can have a multi-mode of communication with a group of people or a single person and so on. So that we call it as a paradigm shift that was possible only that is possible only when research and innovation will happens. So, and in order to bring the research and innovation to a higher education institution, right, that will make you bring the institution a new dimension, that is a reputation, right? Any institution is ranked based on the research and innovation, not only based on the quality of the teaching you provide to the students. It is also benchmarked based on the amount of research and innovation is happening at the institution level. That's why I think NIRF ranking gives the clear guidelines, right? The weightages, if you look into the parameters at the NIRF ranking, right, that is a framework given by the government of India, where they give a equal weightage to the both teaching and research. Right, 50% weightage. If you say that is a 35% weightage for the teaching, means the same 35% weightage is given for the research. Okay, so that is what they do benchmarking as a higher education. So the higher education any higher education institution has to have a good research and innovation system in the practice. So you have a lot of way to generate the income for to support the research. You have a state funding. We have Tamil Nadu State Council for Science and Technology to support some amount of funding to the research and innovation. And similarly, you have a central funding schemes. A lot of us might have come across in your career. And apart from that, you have an international funding agency where you can apply collaboratively and get funding for your research. And you can also partner with the industry and get the funding. So you can classify the research. I'll say you can classify the research under 3 categories. One is, sir, can we move to the next slide? Academic research, and then sponsored research and industry research. So when you say academic research, it mainly deals with the publications and producing PhDs. Because being an academician, right, we can do only with that, because we have to play a double role at the institution level. We have to teach the class as well as partially we have to do the research with our students. So that is outcome of that research will lead to the publications, patents. Sometimes it leads to the patents, sometimes it leads to the product. Definitely it will fetch you the PhD guidance. Whereas the industry research, when you do, right, you will be trying to solve the problem to the industry requirement, right? Sometimes you will end up in giving a new product dimension to the industry, and you will be, because when you deal with the industry projects, getting funding from industry, definitely you'll be working for the industry with respect to their requirement. So that definitely a outcome definitely will be there. And third one I'll say is a sponsored research, that you get external funding from the agencies and you do the research. So you can put in, any education institution can put into these three categories, and based on your strength, right, you can do the research. What to do for more research based teaching is learning. So what, being a higher education institution, being an education institutions, how to bring research and innovation in the during the teaching learning process. That's what I think you want to say. We cannot do 100% as a research. All the times we cannot dedicate it for our research work, because we have to do our being an academic institution, we have to do the teaching. Right? That is our primary role, but still we need to do the research and innovation. So deciding that education research or in education institution, teaching and researches are equally important in today's context. That's what I started with. In today's context, in any academic institution, teaching alone is not sufficient. Research is equal importance are given, because your institution has to be benchmarked across the other institution. That's only done based on the amount of research and innovation is happening at your institution. So in order to do that, you need to appoint at least one university professors of research education. These are all our suggestions. And establishing a center for teaching and learning. And also you need to have some research centers if possible, or research labs possible. If not centers, at least for research labs where students and faculty can come and work on particular, some facilities to be created so that students and faculty can come and work. And you need to have committees to review your the research and the innovations, right? Linking your research and teaching committees, and bringing any divides between the research staff and the teaching staff. You can also, some institutions are also benchmarking. Some of the faculties are identified as a research staff, and some of them have been identified as a teaching staff. The way you can differentiate the workloads, because being a research staff may be given a less workload compared to a faculty has been identified as a teaching staff. Or also institutions are also giving equal importance for both the research and teaching staff. When that's the case, everyone will be treated equally. So in order to promote research and innovation, but some effort has to be taken from the institution level, at the institution level. And you can also, when you are recruiting the teachers for academic institutions, nowadays I think most of the institutions are looking for not only their academic profile, and they are also looking for their research profiles. So when you take care of these things, definitely you can bring research and innovation in teaching. Sir, can you go to the next slide? So in continuation of that, we need to make a positive attitude towards research by students, among the students and the staffs. And in order to do the research, higher education institution has to provide good resources. For example, library resources should be strong enough to support the research. We cannot expect the faculty to do the research without providing sufficient resources, that is in the library, where you need to have e-journals. For example, I can say the IEEE is the best resource when you're concerned with the circuit branches. Similarly, for other non-circuit branches, you have identified as the resources. For example, we'll say science direct journals or LC web journals. So these are some of the strong resources which to be provided in the institutions where you want to build the research and innovation culture. The other opportunities and the incentives for teachers for further development of their research-based teaching competency and excellence, create and simulate opportunities for dissemination of successful practices like celebrating a research day in the institution where people can come and share their research. That 1 year period or 2 years period, something you can plan it in the higher education institutions where that practice the best. You can also award a best researcher or best innovator and so on. So that practices I think we have to create in the higher education institution. And also you need to recognize the teaching excellence by appreciating the teacher's contribution towards the research. And also we can award the research undergraduate students as a researcher by if at all a undergraduate student has done something good and he has published good journal or he has innovated some product as an outcome of their project. So that should be appreciated in order to bring the research culture in the higher education institution. So that will motivate the other students to involve into the research. So these are some of the steps we have to take in the higher education institution to bring the research and innovation among the student and faculty. In the next slide, in SSN, I think in our college, right, we have a policy, research policies, where we support lot of incentive to the faculty, the way of their contribution. From their contribution, we have for each and every schemes under research, we have a lot of incentive mechanism. So that has promoted, that has motivated most of our faculty members to make involved into the research. If you take SSN College of Engineering, 50% of the faculty members are actively involved in doing the research. So that's why I think we are able to find some position in the NIRF ranking. And as an outcome of the research, always you have to measure what is the outcome of the research. In terms of teaching, research-based teaching will improve if the staff engages in research. Because when you do research, your mind will be thinking in a different dimensions and analyzes what is available in the paper, and you correlate. And when you go to the class, definitely when you are teaching some topic, you are able to correlate much better in the real world scenario, and you can give an example to the students. So that way, our teaching will be improved. And similarly, students will learn more if they come into contact with the research. So not only learning from the class subjects, they'll also learn additional when they do research. That is, research-based learning will happen when the students will do research. And also the third one is the outcome we expect as a practice, research-based practice. That is, professional practices will improve if professional works in their training learn how to base their work on research-based knowledges. And the production, the fourth one is outcome is we measure it as a research-based knowledge production. That is, professional programs have an obligation to improve the knowledge basis of a professional work through research. These are some of the outcome we can measure as in any higher education institution. That is through research and innovation. These four outcomes is easily measurable. That's what I'm saying. We may have multiple outcomes, but these are some of the outcomes which we can easily measure it among ourselves. The next one, sir. So this, because of this outcome of the research, can develop a research culture among across the department in the institution, and you can create the center of excellence right? If you are able to support, and also you can establish a research consortiums. Consortium is nothing but you can have multidisciplinary research joined together from two department faculty members or two department faculty and multiple faculty students from multiple department and join together and trying to solve a particular problem. And you can such environment you can create in the education institution, right? And create a transparent and accountable environment and help engage funders jointly, and industry partnership can also be explored. The next one is, think I, one second, sir, I just, maybe I have not shared the correct PPT. The mine is different from yours. I don't know why. Okay.
Okay. Can you share another PPT, ma'am? Or,
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering because.
okay, okay. No issues, ma'am.
Yeah, my PPT, I'll share my PPT. I'll just try.
Okay, okay.
You are given the option to me now.
Yes, ma'am. You are also a co-host at present.
We never use Google Meet to use
Okay, okay. No
Meet
issues.
Teams. I'm just,
No issues, ma'am. No issues. You may,
I'm just sharing entire screen only.
yes, ma'am. You have to share the entire screen, ma'am.
Yes, I'm saying sharing it. Are you able to see my slides?
Yes, ma'am. Now the slides are visible. Yeah. Just move your slides, ma'am. We will check it whether it's moving or not. Just
I'm
move it.
moving it. It's not able to move.
Yes, ma'am. It's not moving for us.
This is what I shared with you. I don't know why the other one is just come for you.
Otherwise, you may share this PPT.
The same PPT only I have sent to you, but you are showing a different PPT. The edited one I have sent.
Okay, once again, you may share it, ma'am. I will present it here.
I think from my mail, whatever I have shared, I'm just opening it. Your mail ID, sir, I'll just forward it to you.
Okay, ma'am. I will send my mail ID through WhatsApp.
Mahadeswarana?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I will send all the mails through IAC. I will send my mail ID to your WhatsApp. You may reply to that one.
Sorry for the interruption.
No issues, ma'am. No issues, ma'am. No issues.
Let me see it.
IAC@jit.ac.in. That's my mail ID. I also post it here also. The chat box also I posted my mail ID, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm just sent the thing. You just check it.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, the slides are visible to all? The
Yeah.
slides are viewing to all?
Yeah, please put it in a full mode.
Wait a minute. Once again, share my screen.
Yeah, this is fine.
Okay, ma'am. Which slide, ma'am? These
Yeah,
things
this
are
one.
completed.
Yeah,
This was completed.
no. You go back.
This one, research policies, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you should have higher education institutions should have a research policies to encourage both students and faculty members to do research and consultancy. So without policies, we cannot expect faculty to or students to contribute in research. Because when you want to have higher education institution to do something under research and innovation, definitely support should be provided from the management or the institution side. Clear-cut policy should be there. Maybe, for example, saying that if you publish 10 papers in a year or 2 papers in a year, right, some appreciation to be given to the faculty, or similarly encouragement to the students by differentiating from the other students who is not contributed to the research and someone has contributed in the research, some way of appreciation. It's not like a monetary benefit or at least something, a letter of appreciation at least to be given to the students in order to encourage both students and faculty members to do the research and consultancy. A clear-cut policy is encouraged, and so the policies are supposed to deal with the facilities and efforts made by the institution to promote research culture among faculty and students. Sometimes you can also support a faculty with the seed money to do the research. That seed money ceiling they can have it. For example, 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs depends on the discipline wise. You can have a policies mechanism to support the faculty to do the research, as well as for the students also some funding, seed funding can be given so that the research culture will be brought into the higher education institution. The next one is, sir. Yeah, as an outcome of this research and with the research policy, we can expect we'll have in the institution, we'll create the knowledge. They expect to be the creator of knowledge, and you can encourage both minor and research projects. And this outcome will also help in developing research culture among students and faculty members and bring income from industries. Because when you have a strong research culture, definitely an industry will approach you for some consultancy activities or for development activities. Definitely that will bring an income to the institution. And creation of the research consortium and create, that's what I was telling, and you can create an agenda with the government priorities and create a transparent and accountable environment, so that if you do research, right, something in your promotion policies also, right, in a higher education institution, how students are appreciated, right, when they contribute on the research and innovation. Similarly, when the faculties are strongly contributing on the research and innovation spot, right, they should be appreciated properly, right. Maybe quick promotions can be given to the faculty. The next one. So what are the challenges when you do in a research and innovation in higher education institution in today's context? So research and innovation is captured in strategic plan. Generally, all the institutions will have in their strategic plan. So they say that we'll be doing a research and to fulfill the regulatory requirements. So number of dedicated to do research is less, and also percentage of budget from internal sources is also less. because in higher education institutions, unless otherwise the institution decides, right, these two things will be a challenging for all of us. And generally, minimal support for research capability building is initiatives are taken care by the side. And you should not load the people with the research staff with too many administrative loads and assignments, teaching assignments. So definitely then there will not be fine time to do the research. But that is a challenge today we are facing it without increasing the SFR, that is a faculty students ratio, right? Student teacher ratio or student faculty ratio. Then if you load the faculty to do the research, then teaching as well as research will be a difficult one. So that should also be taken care. And grant acquisition and management is wanting, lack of train. But in order to fetch the grant, you need to train the faculty so that to write a good proposal. So when they write a good proposal, then only you can fetch the grant from the agencies. Or now you have to think of the other challenges. Our universities are generating a new knowledge or simply supervising students' composition. Which questions do our seek to answer? Are they relevant to policy development? So these are some of the challenges we face as a member of a higher education institution. We represent higher education institution. These are some of the challenges which is not in our hand, but it is the institution level to take a decision and to support. Once that support if we get, then definitely a faculty can do a research. Good research environment will be created in the institution that will in turn create a positive among the faculty to do the research. The next one is the challenges for faculty we can identify is there is, even if you do good research, but there is no promising quick response because our proposals will be bouncing back. We don't know why it is bouncing back. Sometimes we get good review comments, sometimes we don't get a review comments. And if you spend for 2 to 3 months on writing the good proposals, but if you don't get good returns, then you will be demotivated. That is also one of the challenging for the faculty to contribute on the research. And it is today's getting a grant is a challenging one. It's a very, very competitiveness because all the faculty members across the institutions are trying for the getting a grant in order to bring the reputation to their institution. Okay, so it is viewed as a personal enterprise for the researchers. Complexity of research and a lot of administrative issues, or it's a challenging for any higher education institution in terms of research and innovation. The next one, sir. So the key indicators are promotion of research and facilities. And when you want to say the good, the higher education institution is doing something on research and innovation, these are some of the key indicators. What is the facilities you have created and what is the policies you have created for the research, and how the funds have been mobilized in order to do the research, either through the external agency or through the internal support. But that is what we call it as a research mobilization. And what is the innovation ecosystem that institution is providing, such as the incubation centers you have where students can come and do their research work, or the faculty can come and do their research work. What is the innovation support center you have? Suppose a faculty has done something, whether you have a startup environment, right? And then what is the support for IPR, intellectual property support, whether the faculty has to do individually in the name of them, or it is in the name of institution. If it is in the name of the institution, what is the support from the institution at the level? Because IPR is a challenging one. You need a total backup support from the institution, otherwise it's very difficult to excel in your research and innovation. So these are some of the key indicators. The other one is publications and awards. Then the next one is consultancy. Then extension activities. Extension activities nothing but out of your research, how the community has been benefited or the society has been benefited. So that is an extension activity. Sometimes your research is related to the social and societal related problems. Then if you address that societal related problems, which community has been utilizing the solutions, right? That you call it extension activities and collaboration. How many collaborations you have done in order to strengthen your research and innovation in the institution. So next one, sir. This I just want to show one example as our institution, how the publications in across the disciplines, because I said we have a strong research policies, right? Because of the research policies for the last 15 years, right? We started earlier, I think first 10 years we were strong in academic, and then we started moving towards the research culture, bringing some policies and then supporting mechanism like giving a seed money to the faculty and then incentives to the faculty. So that is the reason I think we are able to publish a good number of papers. That is around out of so many departments are available. 40% of the publications comes from the circuit branches. That's what I think I will just state. So this so there's a strong mechanism as to you have to build in the higher education institution, so that the research culture will be, which in turn you get a good outcome. That's one example. I'm just showing it here. Then next slide. This graph shows the year-on-year growth, because since we have a strong mechanism 10 years back we have built, you can see the contribution towards the publication is year-on-year, it is growing at the rate of 33%. That's a good number we used to say. So like that, I think all the education institution has to build the platform to support the research and innovation culture in the college. The next one. The quality of research matters, right? You need to benchmark among yourself across the others' publications, right? The quality of the journal matters. The quality of the journal across the globe, they measure it with respect to the field weighted citation impact. It's one terminology. Maybe you have to refer the Google. Just look into the Google. What is this value says? If it is equal to, if the value is 1, that you are also publishing on par with the others in the similar domain. If the value is very less, then your quality of the publication is nowhere concerned with the other people publishing in the similar domain. And if it is greater than 1, that means your publication is much better than the world's average publication. So these are some of the benchmarks we have kept in our institution in order to improve the research culture and the quality of the research culture at our institution. Similarly, everyone has to do that, and that way you can improve the research, the quality of the research and quality of the outcome of the research, and so on. The next one. I think this I have spoken. You can just go to the next slide. Yeah, once you do a good research and innovation, definitely you have greater visibility, not only within the country, outside the country also it gives a visibility. You have a global ranking and national ranking and so on. And so better to, this will create a visibility within the India and international. And once you have a greater visibility, definitely you have a diversity among the students. So a lot of students will come, and diversity generally will helps. And because of that, your students' placement will also go up. That is higher, their average salary or median salary will be increased. Yes, sir. So in nutshell or summary, I'll say, it is a mandatory for a faculty to align with the new emerging area, right? So when you align your interest into the new emerging area, then only you can fetch good citation count, because you do some publications. So when you do publications, the new emerging areas, a lot of people will start referring your publication. So automatically you get a good citation for the publications. And similarly, new areas only funding agencies are giving a fund. Nowadays, I think people are talking about the sustainable development goals. So when you apply projects under that category, definitely you will get a fund. Instead of that, if you are going to write a proposal saying that I'll be doing something which is not going to useful to no one, then it is difficult to get a funding from agencies. So it's better to align in the new emerging areas and develop a research culture among all stakeholders and create a policies to promote research, and if possible create a center of excellence in the trust areas. Trust areas are being identified by the governing bodies like AICTE. Right now, I think 39 trust areas they have identified, starting from IoT, cyber security, and AI, data science, and so on. So if you identify trust areas and if you are aligned, both your students or faculty are aligned into that areas, definitely that will play a major role in bringing a research culture among all of us. Thank you. I have referred some of the papers that I given. If you want, you can just go through that. It is giving some more details, right? You can use it. Thank you. Now we have, if you want, you can have open discussion.
Now the session is open for the queries. So we request the participants, if you have any queries, you may discuss with our resource person.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning, sir.
I am Dr. Sundar Prakash Balaji from Mohambe College of Engineering,
Yes, sir.
Pudukkottai. You have mentioned create policies to promote research.
Yes, sir.
So can you elaborate on that, ma'am?
Yes, sir. I think I was having hyperlink. Nothing wrong in that. For example, we have policies starting from each and every research activities. For example, publishing a paper in good quality conferences, international conferences, that also matters. So like that is one thing. And similarly, for incentives for publishing in the international level journals, we call it as a Clarivate Analytic and Scopus journals. There is a clear trademark, clear bifurcation is they have given, or the separation is given. If it is a Clarivate Analytic, there is some support, and whereas Scopus, there is some support. Financial support, I'm just saying it. Some incentive. It is not that to publish your papers they are paying it, just to encourage the faculty to do that. And then policies for research scholars we have. So because research will grow when you have a scholars associated with you, or some students who is really interested to work on the research team. We have policies like PhD's fellowship, right? JRF fellowship, and senior research fellowship, and postdoctoral fellowship, research assistants. So these are some of the guidelines we have. Policies have been framed, and we do support with the scholars with 3 years fellowship, 1 year fellowship, and there are so many categories are available, and the student has to fit them into these categories. Okay, so once they fit into this category, they will be given with a stipend. So that we call it as a research policy, sir. So that every institution, a higher education institution, is supposed to have some policies so that the research culture will grow in the institution. Without research policy, definitely it will not have any research and innovation in the institution. That's my strong opinion. Are you okay, sir? I'm done.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ma'am, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, sir.
This is Shanmugam from Janssen Institute of Technology, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, what are the points or tips to write a good research proposals, ma'am?
Okay. Yes, sir. In order to write the good research proposal, first thing is you should be expertise. You should have expertise in that the title of the proposal. Suppose I am writing one proposal where I don't have I myself am not having an expertise, but I claim it as I am a PA for this. How the panel will judge you that if the project is given to you, how will you handle that project? Because your proposal says that you don't have expertise on that. The expertise, how do you claim? How the third person can able to conclude that you are expertise? That one thing is either already you have in your profile, you should have something related to that. You might have done something either as a project or as a publications, right? So better generally, if you have a publications on that particular domain, then the whoever is evaluating your proposal, then they think that you have a strong expertise on that area. That is the basic requirement you have to fulfill in order to write the proposal. Without that, if you submit the proposal, definitely it will be rejected. So either two way, you have to prove the expertise on the particular domain on the proposal.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thanks, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any other queries? Sir, welcome, sir. Dr. Murli, sir. Murli, sir, also join now. He will take care about the next sessions.
Yes,
sir, once again, welcome you, sir. So, participants, if you have any further queries, you may discuss with Dr. Radha, ma'am. Any queries, further queries?
Thank you, ma'am, for the thought-provoking session.
Thank you, ma'am.
And thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining. Thank you,
sir. I'll leave the meeting.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You may leave. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Ma'am, we will start the next session, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, next we'll start the next session. It is my pleasure to introduce the presenter, Dr. G. Murli, Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, KL University, Andhra Pradesh. He has 21 years of experience in academic. He received his PhD from Anna University, Chennai, in the area of thermal energy storage. He has published 56 papers in reputed international journals and has filed 5 patents. He is a member of editorial board review board for International Journal of Bioscience and Engineering and Thermal Science and Engineering. He is a reviewer for 8 various HEI journals. He has received Quality Researcher Award in 2018 and Best Teacher Award in 2020 at KLEF, deemed to be in university. We are happy to hear from you, sir. I request you to take over the session.
Mahesh sir, kindly make Sir as a co-host to present his screen.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Wait a minute, sir. We will make you as a co-host to present your screen, sir. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Sir.
sir.
Sir, now you can present, sir. I have made you as a co-host.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Is my PPT is visible, sir?
Yes, sir. Can you go to the presentation mode once again? Presentation mode F5. Press F5. Yes.
Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Just move the slide, sir. We will check it whether it's moving or not. Once again, just move it, then we will come. Okay, sir. Go to the previous slide. You may start your presentation. It is moved. Right. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. You may start. Thank you, sir.
First of all, thank you, Amrita madam, for a brief introduction on me. And before that, I wish to express my thanks to management of Johnson Institute of Technology. And I wish to express my thanks to principal, head of the department. And particularly, I thank Dr. Madheswaran, and continuously call and as per the permissions. Thank you, Dr. Madheswaran. And another thing, I wish to congratulate Department of Mechanical Engineering, Johnson Institute of Technology for conducting these kind of events, because it's very competitive for time for mechanical, because many students and many institutions, they are mostly going for giving importance to IT and computer based courses, and students also going for those kind of courses. So in such kind of situation, these kind of things are very important to uplifting the mechanical engineering department. And so congratulations to all in the mechanical engineering department. So today's session, I'm going to discuss about research metrics, high quality publications. This is the topic given to me. I'm going to the next slide. Today's content, I try to cover up, actually these are all elaborate topics. I have many slides, but I try to cover up within the time of what I given. Research metrics.
Sir,
How to prepare a manuscript.
sir, you may switch off your camera, sir. We will get better bandwidth.
Okay.
In the screen, sir, that's on camera symbol, switch off that one, sir. The nearby here, sir.
Yeah.
In the screen, the big screen, so go for one speaker symbol, then there's a camera symbol will be there. You have to make it off.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Is it okay?
Yes, sir. That one. Okay, sir. You may continue, sir.
Okay. Actually, usually we use Teams.
No issues, sir. No issues. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
I'm just confusing that.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
thank you.
Thank you,
So,
sir.
how to prepare a manuscript for international journal, and review and an overview of recent research which we have worked. And maybe you are all bored with many sessions related to research. So my session comes in last. So there is that pressure is there for me. Maybe you are all bored with all the presentation previously. Anyway, we will see the things. 1 minute. Is it visible, sir, now?
Yes, sir. It is visible. You may go. You may start.
So I will start with a proverb: love learning and you shall be learned. Because research, I connect these lines with research. Research is also continuous learning. So when you love learning, you shall be learned. We will be popular, or we will be going for any extent. There is a proverb which says, so research also a continuous improvement. So that will make you to go to any extent. The question, how I improved my research skills? The skills nowadays, we are forced to do many publications, Scopus publication or SCA publications. And also the faculty are under many pressure regarding publications on research. Even for citations, we need to improve our citation. Many things. Maybe the end of the session will give answer for this question. Measuring your productivity in science There are two options. One is number of papers published. Another one, attempt to measure the quality. So since we are all being a faculty working in engineering colleges or self-finance institutions, we need to go for more publications. So just before the session also, Madam was telling to get good proposals in this domain, you might have good publications. So good publication is a good recognition for a researcher or scientist, as well as even it's a good publication is international recognition for the institutions, even for the country. So that is the importance of publications. So, but in this way, we need to compromise some of the things, and we need to go for number of publications. So there is a balance between numbers as well as the quantity and quality. But when you make debate between these two, the answer is anyway it goes for quality, because citations, these are all the recognition for the papers are one research should influence other research. So that in that way citations plays a major role. So citation is a fee paid through the transfer of some of the attention earned by citing author to the cited author. So it's a recognition for the author who publishes the paper, and information for the paper, the author who is citing the articles. The next question is, why do we evaluate scientific output of a researcher or a scientist? The things, there are several points I listed here. To get published in a good journal, and because being a PhD scholar, they want good publications for getting their PhDs, and grant allocations. So if you go for funding, then we need a good publication in that particular area. Policy decisions, when you make the policies in our institutions, or to take the decisions, that is important. Benchmarking, if you have very good publications, then we can benchmark our institute to other institutes. We can benchmark ourselves to other researchers. And promotion, funding allocations, research, collection, management, collection in the sense the cost invested by the management, and hiring, making right investment to measure individual. So for all those things, we need to evaluate scientific output of individual science researcher or scientist. Research metrics, to quantify the research output of scientist or anything. Research metrics or bibliometric metrics, it's all nothing but applications of mathematics and statistical method to assess the science as an informational process. So we have to apply mathematics to assess the science. That is nothing but research metrics. So today the brief cover up citation databases, research metrics, and steps to organizing your manuscript to get it published in good publications, and an overview of electric vehicle, lithium-ion battery, heating and cooling technology. This is a area in which we are recently working, because in recent days, world is going towards electric vehicles. So electric vehicles facing the problem of heating. So that how the battery thermal management and all that we have to see in this session. I'll try to cover up these things. And citation databases, there are many citation databases have been developed for evaluating publications, like it's Google Scholar, Scopus, Web of Science, Dimensions, Microsoft Academic. There are several things are there. I listed very few. The citation databases enables you to count the citations, to check. Mainly the databases will be a platform for doing all these things about research. So what are the citation databases available? Science Citation Index. So it was started 1964. Then Social Science Citation Index, Arts and Humanities Citation Index, Scopus. Very recently, it is become very familiar because of all inspection committee people are recognizing Scopus as a research tool, research database. And Google Scholar published citations. Before Scopus, Google Scholar was very much familiar. Then remaining some citation index are available like Microsoft and the Indian Citation Index. These are all not much popular, but those things are available for quantifying the things, research. In these things, in these citation databases, the most important citation databases are Web of Science, Scopus, Google Scholar. Anyway, I hear that some of the sessions have been used for bibliometric study of from Scopus, how to do all these things. You might have listened in the previous sessions. So just I will brief about all these things and we'll go to the next things. Web of Science, it is previously known as Web of Knowledge. It is a platform to provide the research databases or research informations like citations or volumes, whatever the titles available in the SCI, Science Citation Index. And it includes the many citation indexes that I will tell you in the next slides. Web of Science, it is nothing but it was started by Institute for Scientific Information. It was started in 1964. So that it was started by Eugene Garfield. That is, he is the founder of Institute for Scientific Information. He was an informational scientist, and he proposed citation indices in 1955, and he released Journal Impact Factor, the today very famous or familiar metrics in the research. It is released in 1960 by Eugene Garfield. And the Institute for Scientific Information, he created that. And journal citation reports is nothing but it consists of impact factor of SCI journals. So it was released in 1960. Then Web of Science, this is also belongs to Institute for Scientific Information. So after that, it was purchased by Thomson Reuters. Then very recently in 2016, it was purchased by Clarivate Analytics. So now it is owned by Clarivate Analytics in 2015 onwards. So Clarivate is a company formed in 2016. Anyway, these things are not required for us. The Clarivate databases, the Web of Science consists of Science Citation Index, Social Science Citation Index, Arts and Humanities Citation Index, Emerging Source Science Citation Index. Very recently, many people are publishing in these Emerging Source Citation Index journals, and Conference Proceedings Citation Index, CPCI. For example, we are publishing many conference papers that is indexed in Web of Science in the name of Conference Proceeding Citation Index and Book Citation Index. So when you are writing books will be cited under the name of Book Citation Index. So Web of Science coverage, the following things I already said about all these things. This also known so Science Citation Index expanded. Science citation, there is a difference between Science SCI and SCIE. So many are thinking that both are different. SCIE and SCI both are same. Only storage is different. So SCI means Science Citation Index, that the back volumes are stored as a hard copies, but nowadays things are stored as a CD or soft copies. So that is called SCIE. So recently published all back volumes are stored as a soft copy. So we are calling it as a SCIE, Science Citation Index Expander. So already we talked about Social Science Citation Index, Arts and Humanities Citation Index. So under which there are many volumes are available, like 3,400 under Science Citation Index, like 1,800 under Arts and Humanities, and Emerging Source Citation Index 7,800 searches available in ESCI. Then Conference Proceedings, more than so 20 lakh things are available in this. and book citation. One more is current chemical reactions and index chemical. This is for indexing chemical formulas, and some graphical representation should be reflected in Web of Science under the category of current chemical reactions and index chemicals. Next is there are many tools in under Web of Science platform. EndNote Insights, journal citation reports, essential science indicators, Scholar One, Publons, Converies, EndNote Clip. Actually, previously those things are free of cost, but now everything is chargeable. The institute has to pay, or individual has to pay to see all the Web of Science platform. EndNote is nothing but it is interface for managing emerging papers. And insights, it gives the information of citations. Journal citation reports gives the information of impact factor of journal. And nowadays JCR releases the quartiles Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 papers. That we will discuss in the next slide, forthcoming slides. Essential science indicators. These essential science indicators are nothing but it gives the emerging science papers of individual or institution, or it gives the emerging researchers. And Scholar One, it is everybody will come across in these things. The Scholar One is interface between authors, editors, and reviewers. Then Publons, this is also belongs to now Clarivate. Publons gives the database of Web of Science data of individual researcher or scientist. Converies, it gives the reference. It is also another reference management tool, and also it gives information of other research kind of things of institutions. And EndNote Click, that is a it is having many research data in the form of PDF. It was previously called as Copernio. Anyway, we'll go for the next slide. When you open a Web of Science, I'm not taking much time on this. I will tell you how to download the institution. So suppose if your institution having 1,000 papers, how to download all 1,000 papers. Like that. Even individually, we can see our SE papers or the papers which are indexed under Web of Science. So the Web of Science, the website window will be like these: documents, researches, documents, and cited reference, like that. Here we can see a dialog box, topic. So in the topic, there are all fields: topic, title, author, publication title, year published. Like there are several subtitles. Here there is a topic called affiliation. When you click affiliation, so in the concerned window, we have to type the name of the institute. Where we suppose if you want to type your institute, we can type. So I'll go to the next slide. So just I type my institution, Koneru Lakshmaya Education Foundation. This is a formal name of Kale deemed to be university. So against affiliation, I type this, and if I click search, it gives the entire Web of Science articles of Koneru Lakshmaya Education Foundation, so Kale University. So Kale University have more than 4,400 Web of Science articles. Even the similar kind of search is available in Scopus also. The same Kale University have more than 12,000 articles in Scopus, but I'll tell you in how to search in Scopus. So like this, you can search. How to download this? When you click in this box to add marked list, you export. When you export, it gives a format like this. See, when you click all 4,441 articles, how to download? We can download in different formats. Even you can download in big text format, Excel format. So all other form, even you can email also, but the capacity, if it is more, it is very difficult. So you can download in the form of Excel sheet, and you can refine the searches, depends upon the year. In case if you want only 2022 publications of your college or university, you can refine the search and you can download the similar version in a Excel or BibTeX or citation formats. Any kind of formats you can able to download from Web of Science. So like this, one more thing you can cite. There are papers are indexed in Science Citation Index Expanded, CPCI, and emerging source citation indexes. So that also we can get how many number of ESEA paper, how many number of SEA paper. So all the things are available in Web of Science. Even year wise also we can go. Last 5 years, how many papers? Last 2 years, current year, like all information you can get from Web of Science. So Web of Science is a platform to find all scientific articles among the world. And next is Scopus. So it is the next position to, it is alternate to Institute for Scientific Information. That means SCI. So the source data back from 1960 is available. So it is actually good for physical and biological sciences. It is poor for social sciences and does not cover humanities and arts. It is still it is in the growing stage. What is meant by Scopus? Scopus is one of the largest abstracting and indexing and citation databases. So it consists of following back volumes, titles, open access titles, and conference proceeding, many things. I'll go to the next slide. And Scopus covers 5,900 life and health sciences articles, and 4,500 chemistry, physics, engineering, and 2,500 agriculture, environmental, like various areas. The Scopus coverage is available. And the very popular thing is in Scopus is H graphs, the histogram. H index graphs, the more comprehensive way of evaluating an author. So by seeing H index, we can find we can quantify the research of a researcher. And using author search, Scopus gives the 3 different graphs: H index graphs, and number of papers, and number of citations. I think everybody might have experienced this, so there is no new things in that. So we can evaluate ourselves by seeing all these graphs. So the sample graphs I just presented: H index plot, number of citation plots, and number of articles. So total whole department, you can find how many number of articles published. So you can present your department. So and so here, or last 5 years, last 3 years, you can present your department if your articles are good. So among university, so you can present your university. So like I can compare and we can do the analysis. And when you open Scopus, maybe when your institute have the Scopus access, you can get this. Otherwise, if you are a reviewer for Elsewhere journals, because Elsewhere is the owner of Scopus, so when you review, for 30 days access they are providing to each reviewer. So then you can get the window like this. Or your institute should have the permission for Scopus. Otherwise, this kind of will be coming. So documents, author, affiliation. Similarly, how we search in Web of Science. Similarly, you can go for affiliation. So in the affiliation, there will be a window. You can type your college name or institute name. I just type KL deemed to be university here. When I type, what will happen? The next page will open like this. So affiliation details of KL deemed to be university. Greenfield, what is the address is available. How many documents are available in the university? 12,333 document. The total whole institution 12,340 documents available. So how to download these articles? When you click the number 12,333. If you click the number, that page will open like this. You can see the different formats available to download: RIS format, CSV format, BibTeX, plain text. So I told you CSV Excel sheet is always comfortable to see all the information. Even you can click the options under below, affiliation, abstract, whatever the things you want. If you click, those options will be appear when you are downloading this thing. So I click CSV. If I just clicked author ID, all things I put the orange color indications are there. This information will come when you download. So I just click export. When you export, automatically that will be saved as Excel sheet format in your system, in your laptop or computer. That you can use or compare the database. Even you can collect the publications of your department or institution without the knowledge of authors. So, because when you are collecting publication for your inspection or NAC or NBA inspection, we are struggling to get those things. You can just directly download the papers and segregate year wise. Everything is at one shot will do everything very easily. Even you can find Web of Science as well as Scopus articles. You can segregate, because in NAC committee and all, they are asking the database year wise, last 3 years, last 5 years, like that. You can list out the data easily. You can segregate. Maybe this will be useful for that. The next thing is individual search also possible. If you keep your name, institution name, so you will get your publication informations in Scopus. So this page will be appearing for Scopus. Everybody knows about this. And also Scopus will provide many graphs, like documents by type, documents by subject area, documents by affiliation. You can compare different affiliations in the world, which is top university, like the documents by author. Like there are several options are available. Next is, that's all about the Scopus. I'll go for Google Scholar. It is very old and popular. It was launched in 2004. This platform is used for taking references or taking papers which can be used. But nowadays people are only following about Google Scopus. But in Google Scholar, the I-10 index is very popular. So each database is popular for some of the things. Some specialty is there in each and every database. But many things, anyway, Google Scholar is better coverage for all citation as it retrieve, because in Google Web of Science and Scopus, some citations may not be there, but it covers all the citations which are available in your area. We go to the next slide. So Google Scholar, the features. So it searches scholarly literature from convenient place, explore related works, and keep up the recent developments. So when you open Google Scholar, everyone knows this. Anyway, just I will show the screenshot of Google Scholar when you open. You directly can type and you can see your profile. And this is the search window for Google Scholar. You can search the area affiliation. Similarly, how we found in Web of Science as well as Scopus, you can search by using affiliation. You can see all the publications of your institute or individuals. Next, I'm going to talk about research metrics. We'll see many types of metrics are available: journal metrics, author metrics, article metrics, alt metrics. Alt metrics means nowadays, see, social platform like Facebook, Twitter, all things are coming under alt metrics. So through that itself, we can able to quantify the research. And the institution metrics. So some of the research metrics I listed here. Some metrics are for quantifying the author or to find the author's impact. some metrics are used to find journal impact. So in that way, author impact has some important indexing mechanisms: H index, G index, M index, item index, scopus. And the similar way, the journal impact factor, JCR, Journal Citation Report, both are same only, anyway listed here. JCR and SGR. SGR means Shumova Journal ranking, which is given by elsewhere, that is under Scopus. Then Eigen factor, Scopus also ranking journal impacts, and SNP. It's a kind of factor which quantify the quality of journal. So these are all the things. Anyway, I'm not going to see elaborately. Briefly, we'll see about these author impacts. These impact factor already we have seen who has created and all. The same Eugene Garfield, who created Institute for Scientific Information, he released the impact factor in 1960. After that only, every year impact factor is released by what is the Journal of Institute for Scientific Information, ISI. Actually, even if you see medical and pharmaceutical journals have very high impact factor, because if you see general sciences like physics, chemistry have more impact factor because more people are working in that area, more people are referring. That is why when you see mechanical engineering or chemical, some other our engineering branches have less impact factor, but nowadays that is also getting boosted because more research has come out from the world. These slogans are coming it is what ISI, Institute for Scientific Information. So why impact factor is important like that. Citation analysis as a tool in the journal evaluation. And definition of impact factor. Impact factor is an academic, it is a cytometrics index which will give the quality of journal. So it is every year it is released by Journal Citation Reports by means of ISI. What is impact factor? Impact factor is nothing but it is a ratio between number of citations to, for example, for X journal, if you are finding impact factor, so impact factor is a ratio between number of citations to the journal which are publication in past 2 years to that of the total number of publications in past 2 years. For example, if a journal X have, if you want to calculate impact factor, at least 2 years should be completed by the particular journal. After 2 years, we have to find the number of citations of the particular journal divided by the total number of articles produced in the past 2 years. We can see with an example. So see 320 here. Are you able to see the 320, 220? 320 is the first 1 year number of citations for the papers. Second 225 is the second year. In the first year 38 publications published. In the second year 73 publications. So total number of citation 545, total number of articles 111. So 545 divided by 111 will give 4.91. So in the year of 2012, when you are calculating, you have to take 2010 and 2011, 4.91 impact factor in 2012. For example, if you see a visual method, I am going to calculate impact factor of particular journal in 2018. I have to take the data of 2017 and 16. So 2018 citations to all the items published in 2016 and 17. The citation in 2016, citations in 2017, you have to add both, divided by the total number of articles published in 2016 and 2017. So sum of the citations published in 16 and 17 divided by sum of the articles published in 16 and 17 will give you the impact factor of particular journal at 2018. I think you may get a clarity about this. So this is also another example for calculating journal impact factor. This is the example, actually 2020 journal citation report released by JCR. Actually now 2022 also came. JCR 2022 you can see. In that you can able to see Q1, Q2, Q3. So many people have got confused what is Q1. It is available in Scopus also. So there are many platforms they are giving these quartile publications. In that JCR and SJR are popular. Actually JCR have the quality. Journal citation report releasing impact factor every year based on the impact factor. Suppose 1,000 journals listed in got impact factor. In that 1,000 papers, first 25%, 250 papers will be called as Q1. Second, 250 papers called as Q2, quartile 2. Third, 250 papers called as, just for example, for example, 1,000 papers released in JCR with impact factor. The first 250 will be the Q1, second 250 will be the Q2, third 250 will be Q3, fourth 250 will be Q4. So quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3, quartile 4. Similarly, JCR, Journal Citation Report, also releases Simoga Journal Ranking also releases the impact quartile journals, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 like that. But it will a little lesser quality you can find because in JCR if it is Q2, if you can find it as a Q1 in SJR, Simoga Journal Ranking. So this is about Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. Next, H index. What is H index? So H index is nothing but it is a indexing mechanisms. It is introduced in 2005 by means of J. Hirsch. Hirsch is scientist. Just a minute. So it is proposed by J. Hirsch. In 2005, he proposed that the H index is defined as number of papers with citation number greater than or equal to H. That means, briefly we can see and go for other things. So it rates the scientist performance based on his career publications. Depends on both quantity and quality. H index, for example, if a person have H index 5, so his 5 research paper of entity have been cited a minimum or more number of times. That means each 5 papers should have 5 publications at least, 5 citations at least. For example, a scientist with H index 37, 37 papers cited at least 37 times. 37 times. So in this graph, you can see the H index because graph is between citations and papers. Just we will see on one example. There are the data of a particular researcher or scientist. He published the first paper. If it is having 8 citations, you see. So, for example, if his H index is 5, each 5 should be cited 5 times. So the first paper 8 times cited. Okay, it is more than 5. Second paper 4 times cited, but it is not equal to 5, so you can leave it. Third cited paper, it is 6 times cited. Yes, it should be counted because it is more than 5. And fourth paper 7, fifth paper 5 times, seventh paper 10 times, sixth paper 3 times, so we can neglect it. So if you consider here 5 research articles cited each 5 times. So his H index is 5. So many examples are available. For example, if this person have first paper 60 times cited, second paper 120 times cited, so that we cannot say his H index is 120 or 60. His 2 articles cited more than 2 times, or to each paper 2 times it is cited, so H index is 2. So H index has some advantages and disadvantages. It is debatable because because of short of time I'm just skipping all advantages and disadvantages of that, because everything we have advantage as well as disadvantage. Since we are in a flow, we are in a competitive environment, willingly or non-willingly, we need to access these kind of tools, and we have to prove ourselves. Next is G index. It is introduced in 2006 by Ig. So you just see here how to calculate a G index for a researcher. Your data is listed for a researcher 2008 to 2015. For example, the first column is publication year, second rank in the sense just 1 to 3 number, citations. Each the papers are listed, high citations to low citations. This is cumulative citations. The third, fourth column is cumulative citations. You have to cumulate it. The calculate the square of the rank. Square of the rank. So now rank is 1, square of the rank 1. Rank is 2, square of the rank 4. Rank is 3, square of the rank 9. Like the cumulative citations, first 70, then next citation 12 plus 70 we can put, then 70, 12 and 6, like cumulative. So when you do all these things, how to find G index? When the rank is, the square of the rank is equal, or when for example, here the square of the rank is 100, the number of citations 140. Right. So the highest rank where the sum of the citations is larger than the square of the rank. That means sum of the citations should be larger than square of the rank. If you do in 2014, that is 100, square of the rank is 100, but the citations, total citation, that means sum of the citations 140. So if you calculate for 2050, next the 114, 121 is coming, but square of the rank is more. So when the cumulative citations is more than the square of the rank, that rank is G index. When the highest rank where sum of the citations is greater than the square of the rank is called G index. So this is a graphical presentation of G index, and some advantage we have G index, because G index, the people are claiming that it covers all the citations. H index is not connecting like that. There are some things are there. Next is M index. This is also one kind of indexing mechanism, but it depends on H index. H is equal to M into N. Suppose if you have M is equal to 1, if you are 20 years experienced person, if you have H index 20, then M is equal to 1. So M is equal to 1. H index 20 divided by number of years 20 will be giving the value of M. That means you are a full-fledged scientist. For 20 years, if you at least each 1 year, we should have 1 H index. That is the calculation of M index. Here some of the things are listed here. You can see the research data of scientists listed 2008 to 2015. He is having articles. Those articles and citations listed from the highest citations to lowest, 70, 12, 6, like that. How to calculate M index? The extreme year, 2000, the current year minus when the year in which the research has been started. 2015 minus 2008 plus 1. That will give 8. So the H index of the person is 5. So H index divided by the difference in years plus 1. So 5 by 8 will give 0.63. So this is the value of M index. Suppose if you have M is equal to 1, then you are the full-fledged scientist or like that according to M index. So each and every indexing mechanism have some own speciality, but some of the indexing mechanism getting popularized because of the acceptability. Because most people are in the world, they are accepting H index as a good indexing mechanism for, but many people, old scientists and old people are debating or arguing about H index is not good like that. Anyway, the things are going on. Then I-10 index, it is created by Google Scholar, but it became very popular. I-10 is the number of publication with at least 10 citations. If your paper have 10 or more citation, that is called I-10 index 1. Suppose your 3 papers have more than 10 citation, your I-10 index is 3. It is very simple to understand, and also it is most popular. Even we see for interesting things, Charles Darwin, how many citations, how much I-10 index have? 331 I-10 index for Charles Darwin. You can search Albert Einstein have 385 I-10 index. So we can also search our I-10 index from Google Scholar. So other than that, there are many research metrics. I'm going to skip. SJR Simogo Journal ranking, it is provided by Scopus. And the eigenfactor, this is also given by Scopus. And the article influence score. Another thing, source normalized impact factor, this is given by elsewhere. So SNP, like that. It's also called the SNP, source normalized impact factor. I think this is lesser time. Just sir, Madhusuran sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What time is there?
Sir, another 3 minutes will be there, sir.
Another session is there?
No, sir. Another 3 minutes you may take.
Okay.
Okay.
So next, how to prepare a manuscript for international journals. First, I will show the slides. What are all the things you have to do? IMRAD format means introduction, methods, results, and discussion. That means your article has to answer some of the questions. Suppose introduction means what did you others do, what did you do? Methods means how did you do? Results, what did you find? If you answer this question, your results will be good. Discussion, something like these things should be required. There are many steps to organize your manuscript actually available. Anyway, I will take up another session when you find suitable time. So how to prepare a good manuscript and how to publish it, and it is a technique and art. Sometimes some tricks also required. Sometimes good journal will be published in poor paper, and good paper will be published in poor paper, and sometimes some average paper can be published in very high impact factor. It's all happenings. So you have to organize these things for getting a good manuscript. Figures, tables, methods, results, discussion, all these things. See, elaborately, I just have the slides. Just I'll show the slides and go to the last finishing session. So length of the manuscript is important. That is at least 25 to 40 pages. Title should be short and informative. Abstract, introduction, methods, results, discussion. So everything have some limits. So figure means how many maximum at least, tables, references, like that. So before outset of the topic should be studied is very important, and review article, literature review is very important. Mm, These are the steps. So step 1, step 2, like that. Just I will skip this. Step 4, conclusion, introduction, abstract. So the final thing is grammar is very important. A good English is very important for getting the paper, and without plagiarism. First English and without plagiarism. If it is there, almost it will go cross the first barrier. After that, technically it should be good. So there are many tricks we should follow for all these things. Anyway, I'll skip all these things. So what I have done actually very recently, 1 year back, my MTech students have published a good paper in Renewable and Sustainable Energy Reviews and International Journal of Green Energy. Both are review articles. Apart from that, they have published some kind of Scopus papers. So our area is battery thermal management system. So why battery thermal management system is important? Because large amount of heat is produced in the batteries in EV vehicles. So that temperature should be controlled. So mostly lithium ion batteries are used in EV vehicles. So the working of lithium ion batteries you might have known, I think. So the lithium is the least tendency to, highest tendency to lose the electrons. So lithium ion batteries are used. Even though lithium ion batteries are found 30 years back, but it is got familiar by 1991 by means of Sony. Sony produced the first commercial lithium ion battery. Because 200 years back itself, they found the concept of potential difference methodology for batteries. But even then, after the 30 years back, we found it is familiar very recent years. We got familiarized very recent years. Just I'll show you the project what we have done. These are the different methodologies for battery thermal management system. The project 1 is experimental investigation on thermal management of power batteries by using nano enhanced phase change material. We used multi-wall carbon nanotubes with phase change material, that is paraffin wax. Just I'll show the picture, then you can easily understand what you have done. Actually, this is the methodology we follow. In that we 10 ampere hour batteries, choose a Samsung battery we purchased. A passive PCM cooling is adopted. Then we tested with 1C, 2C, 3C discharging. Just means we made a battery bag and we charged and discharged by means of charging methodology. 1C charging means 60 minutes, within 1 hour if the battery is charged. That is called with the 10 ampere rating. That is called 1C discharging. See, we choose like this, the hexagonal methodology. In between the pink colors are batteries. Because we made a literature that hexagonal shape will give very good output. So hexagonal shape is optimized one. See here you can find a dark color portion, that is nano enhanced PCM, remaining all phase change materials. So we used one battery pack without any PCM, one is with PCM, one is with nano enhanced PCM. Because the center portion, why we used nano enhanced PCM is, in the center portion we are getting more amount of heat. So to reduce that, the PCM thermal conductivity is increased by means of nano enhanced PCM. For that we used multi-wall nanotubes. So we mixed with the sonication, all these things, and we placed inside. So we got very good results in these hexagonal battery packs. I will show some of the pictures in the preparation. This is the type of battery we purchased and what are the process we followed. So then we made as a battery pack, hexagonal battery pack. So for that, what are the materials we used? PCM, multi-wall carbon nanotube, so like that. After that, we used some of the toolkits for preparing this experimental setup. This is the sequence of process for making hexagonal battery pack. Finally, we got the shape of, see, this is the battery pack what we made. So here, battery module without PCM, battery module with PCM, battery module with nano PCM. For that, we used data logger to find the temperature, and we used K-type thermocouples. So you found the temperature and compared with 1C, 2C, during 1C charging, during 2C charging, during 3C charging, how the temperature is available. So temperature difference. So temperature difference, the difference between maximum and minimum temperature, because always the lithium ion battery should kept at optimum temperature, otherwise it may cause explosion or it may damage the battery packs. So this is the experimental setup what we have done. See, just directly I will go to the results. This is the comparing temperature difference of module with and without and all considered discharge rates. You can see 1C without PCM, 1C with PCM, 1C with nano enhanced PCM. 2C without PCM, 2C with PCM, 2C with nano enhanced, like 3C without, 3C with PCM, 3C with nano enhanced PCM. In all the three, if you see the first 1C discharging also 0.56 degree temperature centigrade difference we found. In nano enhanced, sorry, in 2C also for nano enhanced PCM 0.5 we got. In the similar patient 3C discharging 0.9. Because 3C discharging means fast charging, so heating will be more, fast charging and fast discharging. So heating will be more. So even then 0.97 is the temperature difference. So we got a very less temperature difference wherever we use, even irrespective of charging. If nano enhanced PCM is used, the batteries are operated in optimal temperature and safe. And other thing, other batteries we worked is, another is trapezoidal shaped battery. Trapezoid shaped battery pack. In that we used liquid cooling. Liquid cooling system we used ethanol glycol. We paused and we checked. In that also we got a good result, but little disadvantage when we are doing some batteries are getting exploded. So when we are testing this kind of experiments, we must be very careful and we have to follow all the safety precautions. That is important because sometimes explosion may take place. This is the results what we got in trapezoid when we use trapezoidal battery pack with liquid cooling technology. And we come out with two very good paper publications. So actually I put it's not there. One paper we published in Renewable and Sustainable Energy Reviews. It was a review paper, and the impact factor is 16.8. Now, actually, when we were publishing, it was about 15 impact factor. And another paper is International Journal of Green Energy. That was 3.54 something is there, impact factor. Actually, these two papers, with the help of MTech students, 4 MTech students worked, and they only have published this paper. So even with the MTech and PhD scholars, we will be getting good papers. Even with the MTech students, I just got good papers. So when you use PhD scholars, we can come out with good publications. So only thing is this, sincerely we have to make the students to work. That is important. Anyway, so I am completing my session. Thank you everyone for patiently listening till now. Thank you for the opportunity given by the management of Johnson Institute of Technology. Thank you, sir. Any queries are there, please?
Thank you, sir, for the insightful session. Now the session is open for discussion.
Murali sir, thank you for your wonderful presentation. So from your presentation, we know that the new indexing mechanisms, this G index and M index, we also don't know anything about these things before. We know only H index and R index citations. So now only we are aware about what is G index and M index, how it is calculated. All these things are very informative for us, sir. And also you show that what are the projects you are doing in your research, from how the publication support is essential. All these things we know that from your presentation, sir. Thank you, sir. So any other participants have any queries, you may discuss here. Any queries from the participants?
Participants are there, sir?
Yes, sir. Participants are there. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Senthil Kumar and Dr. Shamla posted their comments in the feedback in the chat box, sir. Shamla posted that it is very informative session, and Shivani ma'am also posted the same thing. It's more informative. We can understand the concepts very well. So thank you very much, sir. Ma'am, you may give the vote of thanks for Murali sir, then we will move for validation.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for the insightful session. Thank you, participant, for the active participation. Sir, we'll move to the valedictory function.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Alex, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We may start.
Sir, can we provide